All right, this is a series of videos to explain how to use Photopea. This is tour number one. This one we're going to talking about the toolbox that you see on the left of the screen. This is the toolbox, and you have a lot of the same tools that exist in Photoshop. And you basically what you want to know is that these aren't just the only tools you have. If you actually select the tool, you'll get options behind it, and you see this little arrow, this little corner right here. It tells you that there are tools behind it as you click, like the rectangle select tool that allows you to select sections that are the shape of a rectangle. Well, the ellipse tool, which does circles, is right under it. This is the lasso select tool, which has different types of tools that are similar. One does straight lines, and one actually almost like a magnet connects the edges. This is the quick selection tool, an object selection tool, magic wand, and you can go down all the way down the list. The main thing that you should know is that there are some themes here. And what I mean by themes is some of these tools do specific things or have a similarity. So if you look at this first section and there's a line right here, that means every tool, one, two, three, four, five, six, all six of these tools basically select. They're all selection tools. They select in different ways. Some you could do freeform, some you have to do a square, some it work like a paintbrush, but they do is select. As you look at these images down here, all these tools down here, these tools all affect an image in a different way. And what I mean by affect an image, they can change their color, they can actually create an image, they can copy an image, they can erase an image. So all of these are image tools, and basically all they do is either erase, create, or change the image as you have it. As you go farther down, you can see this is divided. This is a text tool. This is the pen tool. Now, the text tool and pen tool technically don't do the same thing, but they both are kind of unique on their own. Text tool obviously creates text. Pen tool is not necessarily a pen tool or anything similar to what a pen does, which is just for writing and for text. But this one is actually for creating different elements in the piece. Obviously, you have your shape tool, and then these two are separate. This is the hand tool. This actually allows you to move around the page. Um, and this is the zoom tool, which allows you to zoom. This is the color picker tool, so you could actually collect color or you could select color. You could double click this and you get a color picker. Over here on the right side, you get the rainbow, which you get to actually select your main color, your main hue. Now, once you go here, you get to either lighten the hue, that's by adding white, or neutralize the hue. And the neutral they show here is black, or actually darken the hue. So you can go either direction. Now, if you know the information, you could use other codes. There's RGB, there's a hex code number. All of these are used for different things, whether it's television or internet, or you could use percentages. But they use different things for that. One of the really important things about knowing about using these tools, if I use this paintbrush and I select this paintbrush, every tool has some prerequisite headers up here. So if you look up here in the paintbrush, I could actually change the size of the paintbrush, the type of paintbrush. I could change the opacity, which means how dark or light it is, or not how dark, how light, but how see-through it is or how potent it is. You could change the flow and you can change how smooth it is. So every tool does that. Every tool has options. So if you select the eraser, same thing, it has its own options. So just understand every time you pick a tool, you want to look up here and see what are the possible adjustments you can make to that tool. The other thing you want to be aware of that's really important is your layers palette, which is right here. And your layers palette, although doesn't seem important, actually allows you to move images, allows you to shift images as in a sense of what's on top and what's below. So if you have multiple images here, you can move them up and down. You can delete a whole image, but also you could add different adjustments to each layer. So down here at the bottom of the layers palette, you can create a new layer. You can create a folder in your layers, so you could group your layers. You could do a mask layer, which we'll explain in the future. You can do adjustments to your layer right here. You can also do a layer style, and you can also do a link layer. So that means you put two layers together that connect together. So if you do something to one, it'll happen to the other. You could also lock your layers. You could also position your layers, which just means to move it. You can also stylize your layers, so adjust your layers in a different way. This adds a little bit of a style to it, and we will be using that in the future. But the opacity also lightens your layer, makes it more clear, makes it more potent. There are other palettes that you'll learn as you go, but not necessary to start. And obviously, you have your options up here. All the options that you need are here, and most of them you probably won't even use. The main one that you want to use is File. It allows you to bring in things, take out things, and export things, and also save your work. Edit will give you options to basically step back, step forward to get rid of mistakes. An image will let you adjust the photo or the design itself, but also lets you change your work surface while it's open. So hopefully you got something out of this. This video was just a quick tour of Photopea and the screen and the workspace. And then this is one of many in the series.